back to the channel. I'm so glad you can join me again today. Today we're going to be going into the top 20 upcoming new releases that I am most excited about that are coming out this year in 2021. And these are ones that there's a ton of different things coming out, and I had to narrow them down. I'll be honest with you, I had a really hard time. There were so many that I was so excited about. My list was like around 38 titles. And so then I went through it and realized if I did a video of 38 titles, it was going to be like 2.5 hours long, and that wasn't going to work because I know all of us, limited time, can't sit for 2.5 hours watching a video. So if you enjoy this, maybe I'll release more of these going on, that if you all like these where I kind of talk about things that are coming out, announcements, releases that are coming out, I can do some more of these in the future. So as we go through this, I'll have all of them linked down in the description section below this video. That way it makes it nice and easy for you to go out there if you want to pre-order them or order them. That way they're right down there. You can click on them and go from there. So let's get into these. I got a lot of exciting titles here that I want to cover with you. So this is going to be a countdown, starting off at number 20, all the way down to number 1, the most excited title that I have that's coming out. So we're going to go through these here, and I'll break down why I'm excited about it, and let me know in the comments below if you're excited about these, what ones you're wanting to pre-order that you didn't know about. So make sure you comment below and let me know what you're excited about and what you're going to pre-order. All right, so at number 20 is going to be The Saint, and this is a Val Kilmer movie, and if you've never seen this movie, this is being released for the first time on Blu Ray, and I'm a big Val Kilmer fan. A lot of his movies that he released earlier on, I really enjoyed growing up watching, and The Saint was one of those. I went to see it in theaters with my sister, my older sister, and man, did we have a fun time. And I still remember to this day, there's a line in it at the end of the movie, "Let me see your papers." Anyhow, if you watch the movie or have seen the movie, we used to laugh at that all the time because it was kind of a little bit, I don't know, corny or cheesy, but the actual movie itself is not corny or cheesy. It's actually a lot like a combination of like James Bond mixed with like Mission Impossible and the different disguises and things like that. So I really enjoyed that film, and to be honest, it should have been released on Blu Ray a long time ago. So this is being released in full 1080p HD remastered Blu Ray, and it's done by Paramount Pictures. Paramount Studios is finally releasing it. And that's going to come out on May 25th, so not too far from now of 2021. So May 25th, that's going to be coming out, and I'm really excited about what Paramount's doing recently. They've been releasing a lot of catalog titles. Ever since like they shifted and a new studio head took over, they started doing more home video catalog titles, and I'm really excited about them. I've been enjoying them, and so this is one of them that I'm really excited about. And to plug something else, another film that they really need to release, Paramount does, and this is the German version of The Ghost in the Darkness, and it's got Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas in it, and in case most of you don't know about this, it's never been released anywhere else worldwide, and this one is a nice, decent transfer. This one has since gone out of print, so it's very hard to find, and if there is any that I can find, I will post the links down in the description section below, that if you do want to pick this one up as well, this is the only version that exists. It does have English audio on it, so it doesn't have burned-in subtitles. But since I got this, it's actually gone out of print. But this is The Ghost in the Darkness, and I love this film as well. So if Paramount ever hears this or watches this, I do hope they release The Ghost in the Darkness fully on 1080p as well, just like this is. But I would like it released in America as well, so that way we can buy it. But this is the German version of this, and another great Val Kilmer movie to go along with The Saint. I recommend The Saint. If you haven't seen the film, give it a chance. It's very similar to like the first Mission Impossible movie. And The Saint was based on obviously the old TV series, The Saint. That's then the movie that they made of the TV series. So anyhow, I really love that film. So that one comes in at number 20. And again, May 25th, 2021, that one comes out on Blu Ray. All right, coming in at number 19 is going to be The Two Worlds of Jennie Logan. And if any of you have ever seen this film, it's kind of like a sci-fi time travel romance, kind of like Victorian era. Like, it's got so many things in it, and maybe Victorian era is wrong, but it's an older, like she time travels and kind of goes into a different time period. And anyhow, it's a really great film, and it has the same actress in it that was in $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman, Lindsay Wagner, and she's really good in it. And it's one of those hidden films that a lot of people just kind of forgot about or maybe didn't see, but it's a good sci-fi, action, romance, not much comedy in it, but it is one of those things that it keeps you guessing along the way. And this is a limited edition, Imprint collector's edition, completely remastered Blu-ray series. And this is a new studio that's come out. It's actually based on VIII, who I've done some recent VIII releases on Blu-ray, and they've been knocking it out of the park recently. So this is actually one that is actually coming out in Australia, but it's available to region-free release. It's going to be coming out on May the 7th of 2021, and it's Imprint. So VIII started a new division of Blu-ray remastering group, and they've been doing a great job. And this one obviously is going to be their collector's edition series. It comes with a slipcover, and then inside will be the Blu-ray case. And they've been doing a great job with their full 1080p remasters on a lot of these older movies. So this is one I'm very excited for on May the 7th. And if you want to pick this one up, I will put that link below as I was talking about before, because a lot of these are hard to find, but I will have that link listed down below. If you do want to pre-order it or buy it, it'll be down there. But this one is a really, really good sci-fi, just time travel, just a really good movie. Coming in at number 18 is going to be one of my all-time favorite TV series of all time. I grew up watching this series, and a lot of you have requested me to do a review on the set that's already available, and this is going to be on the ATeam. The ATeam is getting a complete remastered 1080p HD set by Elephant Films. Now, the reason I'm holding this one is I already own the ATeam release that's done by Fabulous. Now, I haven't done a review on this one on its own yet, and the reason why is because I knew that Elephant Films is releasing a complete remastered set, and Elephant Films does an amazing job with their remasters, so I wanted to wait to do a comparison between this and the Elephant Films set that's coming out. The Elephant Films one I'm really excited about because Elephant Films, no offense to Fabulous Films, but they do a much better job with their remaster work than what Fabulous has been doing. If you want to know a little bit about that, I did the Incredible Hulk review before, a comparison between the Fabulous and Elephant Films remaster, and the Elephant Films one is so much hands down better. And so I'm wondering if that's going to be the same case with the Elephant Films ATeam set that's coming out. And I've got the pictures up above showing you of what the Elephant Films remastered set's going to look like. I even like the art style on it much better than I do on this one. And a little bit of a caveat for most of you, the Elephant Films release is going to be region free. This one's region B locked. So the Elephant Films release will be coming out on September 7th of 2021 of this year. So it's a little bit of ways. You would have to wait a little bit to get it, but I think it's going to be well worth the wait because all of the Fabulous Films ones have been region locked, and this one's region B locked, the same as the Magnum PI set was. So the Elephant Films one from my guy at Elephant Films, he's going to send it to me. I should be getting a pre-release copy, hopefully maybe a month and a half before it comes out to actually do a review and get that out to you guys before it's available. And so they've been talking with me at Elephant Films. That one I'm real excited about. I was waiting until I got the exact date from them. So September 7th of 2021 is when that's going to be released, and I will have the link for that when it's available. It's not currently available to pre-order yet, so I can't put the link down there. Once it's available, I will put that link and add it to this video. That way you can pre-order it. And then at the same time, I will also do the comparison review between this Fabulous Films ATeam Blu-ray set and the ATeam Complete Remastered 1080p HD Blu-ray set that Elephant Films is doing. And I won't say that this is going to be better or the other one's going to be better yet because I haven't seen it, but I can tell you that Elephant Films has been kicking it out of the park amazingly with their releases. And they did Murder, She Wrote, which I have that review on the channel as well if you haven't checked that one out. So I'm really excited to see that one because I stopped watching this set because I heard that one was coming out. So I'm excited to pick that up and continue watching the show because I absolutely love the ATeam. Let me know if you're excited about the ATeam, if you knew about these coming out, because a lot of people didn't know about this, and I was really excited when Elephant Films contacted me to let me know they're wanting me to review that one as well. They're going to get me that, and that's coming out on September 7th. So that's a huge release. And that one comes out at number 18 here. I wanted to get that one out to you guys as fast as possible. I'm more excited about it than number 18, but I wanted to fit that in early on in the video so you had some exciting things to keep you tuned in here because we've got a lot more exciting things coming. Now, I'm going to cover something real quick with all of you, so make sure you stick around here. Please make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the like button. Give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a like for me. Let me know that you enjoyed this and give this video a thumbs up. Click the bell notification right next to the subscribe button so that way you get notified just like with this video when I'm releasing new content. And as always, I appreciate all the support all of you have given me. It's been great. I'm having a great time. I hope you're having a great time. And I hope you're enjoying this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and the bell notification next to it. And as always, I will have all of the links for everything that I'm talking about in this video in the description section below this video. You click that arrow down, it opens up the description section, and I'll have them all linked out in the order of what I talked about them. That way you go through there, they're all listed out there. Any of these you want to pre-order or order or buy, you just click those links. It takes you out to Amazon. Get them all right through there. And I appreciate all the support, all the subscribes, and all the likes. Let's keep this channel growing. Make sure to share this video, share it with anybody that you know, so that way they know to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep this channel growing and let's keep going. Let's dive right back into this. We got a lot more exciting titles to jump into here, so let's get right back into this. All right, coming in at number 17 here is Rat Race. And Rat Race has never been released on Blu-ray until now. And Rat Race is coming out on June the 1st of 2021. And it's by Paramount Studios. So like I talked about a little earlier, Paramount is releasing a bunch of these catalog titles that they're remastering in HD and releasing on either 4K or Blu-ray. And this one is one that I love. And maybe you hated the movie originally, but I loved it. Rat Race is one of those comedies. I've probably watched it with my wife, my family, growing up. I think I've watched this film maybe 12 times. It's one of those when I just want something kind of dumb but funny and just out there zany, and it is a great comedy. I mean, I still can't forget the prairie dogging. I mean, and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but if you've seen the movie, I still laugh so hard at that, and it's kind of gross, but when you've seen the movie, it's hilarious, and it's kind of like a mishmash of a bunch of different genres with, I mean, there's tons of cast members in it. Cuba Gooding Jr., Whoopi Goldberg, the guy that played Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson. I mean, it just goes on. Seth Green. I mean, I can't even go through all the actors. There's like so many actors in it, and it's just a funny, good film. So if you haven't seen the film, I recommend picking it up. This is the first time it's ever released on Blu-ray anywhere in the world. June 1st, 2021, Paramount Studios Blu-ray. Pick it up. All right, let's get to the next one here. Coming in at number 16 is going to be The Sting. Now, I do have it on Blu-ray, but this is the 4K Ultra HD remaster that they're doing. Now, they originally, for the Blu-ray, when they released this, and this is the slipcover one that opens up that I have of the actual Blu-ray release they had. And I love this Sting. Paul Newman, Robert Redford, you can't go wrong with this movie. It's a phenomenal classic movie, and it's got a great twist in it. If you haven't seen it, it's one of those movies you're going along, you think something happens, and then it twists it on you, and just phenomenal film if you haven't seen it. So Robert Redford and Paul Newman in this are just great, but it was actually originally digitally remastered and fully restored from the 35mm original film elements. My understanding is on the 4K, they're going back to this original restoration and they're redoing some of the things, restoring the colors, restoring the way that basically some things they caught on this Blu-ray release that they didn't restore correctly. They're going back and redoing this, and I'm super excited about it. There's both a SteelBook and a regular edition. I've already pre-ordered the SteelBook because it was only like $3 or $4 more than what the regular Blu-ray 4K edition is in the regular case. So when it's only like $3 or $4 for the SteelBook, I'll definitely pre-order it. So I pre-ordered the SteelBook edition of the Sting 4K. And as far as this goes, I will put the Blu-ray restored version that I have here in the description section below, as well as the 4K restored version that they're doing. I'm obviously super excited about the 4K. I've been really into 4Ks lately, and I'm excited to see how much of a difference the 4K is versus the Blu-ray, because the Blu-ray looked great. I mean, this was a really nice restoration they did. So I'm excited to see what they do with that 4K. So let me know if you've seen The Sting, if you love the film, and if you're going to pick that one up too. Make sure to comment below and let me know about any of these that you're going to pick up. But I'm excited about The Sting. And that one comes out May 18th of 2021. Universal Studios obviously is doing the restoration, and that comes in at number 16. So let's dive into the next one here. Coming in at number 15 is going to be Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1. And I'm a huge Trekkie. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, but I'm a huge Trekkie. And I did like Star Trek Lower Decks. Do I think it's up there with the greatest Star Trek series? No, but what they're trying to do with it was to make it a more comedy-themed, animated, kind of in the vein of, if you haven't seen Final Space, and I did the review on my channel of that series as well, Lower Decks steals a lot of its animation and comedy from Final Space. If you haven't seen that sci-fi animated series, it's an epic sci-fi animated series. I highly recommend it. I've done the review on my channel. It's a Warner Archive release, and the first 2 seasons were completely remastered and released by Warner Archive in full 1080p Blu-ray. And Star Trek Lower Decks, to me, was a very similar feel to what Final Space had in the animation and comedy department, and then the epic feel of it. So I did like Star Trek Lower Decks. There's going to be a SteelBook release, and then there's also going to be a basic regular Blu-ray case release of Season 1 on May 18th by CBS Studios and Paramount Studios. So I'm excited to pick that one up, and that comes in at number 15. Coming in at number 14 is another TV mini movie series called The Little Rascals. And if any of you grew up watching this, I had some of these on VHS, and the DVDs that were released, there were some random offshoot DVDs that were horrible. The VHSs looked horrible. They're doing a complete full restoration in 1080p of the Little Rascals series. And this is volume 1 in 1080p. The full restoration comes out on June the 1st. And they're doing them in volumes. So volume 1 comes out on June the 1st. Then volume 2, they haven't released the official release date yet of that. But it is coming out later this year. And they're going to do them all in volumes all the way out till it's all released. And the restoration on this, if you haven't gone to the official website and seen the restoration they're doing this through Classic Flix, it's amazing. And I mean, hands down, I can't even believe what they've been able to restore between what was damaged before and missing. They've done a phenomenal job. So I'm excited to pick that one up June the 1st, 2021, and that comes in at number 14. Coming in at number 13 for me is a all-time favorite film of mine, and this one holds a special place in my heart because I love the film, and it's The Legend of Bagger Vance. Will Smith is amazing in this movie, and it's probably, in my opinion, one of my favorite films he's ever done. Robert Redford directs the film beautifully. Robert Redford's a great director, and I really love the film. Paramount Studios, again, doing another catalog release that's never been released on Blu-ray anywhere in the world. This one is coming out on May 25th of 2021, and this is a Blu-ray remaster, full 1080p HD. I'm excited to see how this looks because it hasn't been out since the basically DVD era of it, and the DVD looked horrible. They did a horrible job when they released that. So the Blu-ray on this, I'm very excited to see how this looks because it's one of those films. It has war elements in it tied to the golf elements, and it's loosely based on the true story basically. And I just think all in all, Matt Damon and Will Smith, it's just a wonderful film, and I highly recommend the film if you haven't seen it. If you like sports stories, like epic sports stories, it's about a golfer, obviously, and his caddy, who Will Smith plays the caddy that carries his golf clubs. And it's kind of mystery golf story, but it is so well done. I absolutely love the film, and I'm super excited to be able to own it in full HD now. And that's May 25th by Paramount. And Paramount, if you can hear me, keep this up. Keep releasing these catalog titles in full 1080p because, man, I love them. Thumbs up on these. These are some great titles they're releasing, and there's way more of these that I didn't get the time to talk about that are coming out that, man, I'm excited to see these. So Legend of Bagger Vance, don't forget to pick that one up on May 25th on Blu-ray. Great title. Coming in at number 12 here, we're going to be doing Super 8. Now, I have this, obviously, on Blu-ray, but they're doing a full 4K Ultra HD 10th Anniversary Edition, both in a SteelBook and in a regular, just slim Blu-ray case for the 4K. And I'm excited about that. I love Super 8. It's one of those films that J.J. Abrams did. Steven Spielberg produced it. It's such a throwback to such of the great Spielberg films like E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And just, I love Super 8. It reminds me a lot of the Goonies feel as well. Huge fan of this. And the Goonies is already on 4K, and I picked that up earlier last year. Love that release. And now they're doing Super 8, and Paramount's doing Super 8, a full 10th anniversary. A new remaster is my understanding for this 4K release. They're going back and getting it approved from J.J. Abrams for how they want the colors to appear and everything like that. So I'm hugely excited about this 4K that's coming out. And again, this is another one by Paramount. They're doing a great job here. That's going to come out on May 25th as well. So just like The Legend of Bagger Vance, this is coming out on May 25th. There's a lot of titles that are coming out on May 25th by Paramount. And I'm super excited about that to see how much better it's going to look than even the Blu-ray did. And again, if you haven't seen this film, if you like the Goonies, you like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, some of those great 80s, 90s sci-fi films, Super 8 is right up there with them. It'll give you the same feels of just that great like kids exploring and finding things out about aliens and things. Just all around a great film. This film on Blu-ray, I'll have it listed down below as well as the 4K. So I'll have both listed down there. That way, if you want to get the 4K, the SteelBook, or whether you want to get the Blu-ray in the regular case for the 4K or not, I'll have them all listed down there. All right. Next one we have up at number 11 is going to be Speed. Now, I have Speed on Blu-ray, and I'll be honest with you, this Speed on Blu-ray is a horrible transfer. 20th Century Fox, when they released this was back in the early days of 1080p HD on Blu-ray. And I'll be honest with you, it has some horrible interlacing on it. It has some horrible jaggies. It's got even horrible like blocking is what it's called, where it's got like the digital, basically DNR and blocking throughout it. I mean, honestly, as far as the Blu-ray releases go, my Speed Blu-ray is, I mean, hands down one of the worst Blu-ray releases that I've seen compared to the modern Blu-rays they do now. This one desperately needed a remaster. So they're doing a full 4K Ultra HD, which shocked me because Disney said they weren't going to release any more basically 4K catalog titles of movies anymore. And I guess 20th Century Fox, when they got bought, convinced them to do this. And 20th Century Fox is doing Speed and Heat on 4K Ultra HD. So on this one for number 11, Heat and Speed, I'm going to talk about on both these. They're both coming out in full, basically 4K Ultra HD. And they're released by 20th Century Fox, which is owned by Disney, which I'm shocked that we're getting. A lot of people have talked about that there's an Alien remaster coming out for the entire Alien series. Now, Alien was already released in 4K Ultra HD, but I don't know if they're going to do the rest of the Alien films. A lot of that is basically just hearsay. Nothing's been officially released about the Alien release that's coming out. I know a lot of people are reporting, oh, they're doing it. And if it comes out, great. I'll be super excited about that coming out. But I just don't really see it because I'm surprised we even got Speed and Heat. And I think it's because 20th Century Fox was working on these before basically Disney bought them. So I think these are something they already had in the works that then they kind of basically said, okay, let's finish putting them out on 4K. And I'll be surprised if we get a whole lot more 4Ks. I hope we do. But I'll be surprised if 20th Century Fox does a whole lot more. I really wanted True Lies in 4K. James Cameron sat on that forever. The Abyss on 4K. Man, I don't know why in the world that's never even been released on Blu-ray. Neither is True Lies. I mean, there's a bunch of bootlegs out there, but they've never officially been released. Those films need to be on Blu-ray or 4K. I mean, come on, James Cameron. What are you doing? Let me know if you guys are excited about those, if you really want those released too, because I'm curious if a lot of you have forgotten about those films. I mean, The Abyss is a great film, and True Lies, you can't forget about that film. I mean, one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's, in my opinion, absolutely favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films. And that was not even on Blu-ray. I mean, the bootlegs and things like that, they're okay, but man, let's get an actual official release. I mean, people say those bootlegs that are available in like Australia, and there's some that are available in like, and I don't know if the bootleg's the right word. They're called like gray area, gray market. So they're kind of in betweens, but they really need to release those on 4K and Blu-ray as well. All right, we're in the top 10 here now. At number 10 is The Last Castle. And this is another Robert Redford film. I'm a big Robert Redford fan, and this film is great. Now, Robert Redford stars in this. He didn't direct this one, but he stars in this one. So that's why I said he directed The Legend of Bagger Vance, but this one he stars in. I love The Last Castle, and this is the first time it's been released worldwide on Blu-ray, and it's May 25th. Remember, May 25th, I was talking about a little while ago. There's a massive list of catalog titles coming out, released full 1080p's, 4Ks by Paramount Studios. So again, thumbs up Paramount Studios, another amazing release. Last Castle is a wonderful film. It kind of goes to prison, and it's about men in prison and basically standing up for what's right. And that even when things cost you everything, are you going to stand up for what's right no matter what? And it's just a great story of doing what's right, even in the face of adversity when things are hard, and doing the right thing. And Last Castle's a great film. Robert Redford's great in it. May 25th, 2021, Paramount, keep it up. Let's get to the next one here. Coming in at number 9 is going to be The Final Countdown. And this one's being released by Blue Underground. And they are smaller kind of, I call them an indie studio. They're doing smaller like releases. Not that their films are small, but they're not releasing tons at a time, but they're taking their time with their releases on these. And this one's a full 4K restoration and remaster of The Final Countdown. And this is a really good sci-fi, military, time travel movie that if you haven't seen it, the restoration that they're doing is night and day over their previous Blu Ray releases that have been available. The Blu Rays looked absolutely horrible. Even the DVDs did. They had so many tears and burns in the screens and smudges and just overall clarity issues that they went back and are doing a full, complete 4K Ultra HD remaster, and the Blu-ray will be included in this set with the full remaster that they did in 4K. So even if, again, you want to get this and that way you're future-proofed, the Blu-ray will have the full remaster, not the old version that was released years ago. This will have the full remaster on the Blu-ray they're releasing in this set as well. Highly recommend the set, and this one's going to be coming out on May 25th as well. Again, huge day. I think I'm going to go bankrupt that day because there's so many titles that I'm pre-ordering and ordering. I mean, literally, there's a massive amount of them coming out. And so I will probably be trying to do a review on The Final Countdown on the channel of what my thoughts are on the remaster once I get it in my hands and can actually show you and do a full unboxing and review on it. But that title comes out on May 25th by Blue Underground, and that's a full remaster. So let me know if you're excited about that one or if you knew about that one. And if you want me to do a review of this title on the channel, let me know in the comment section below if you want me to do a review on that as well. Coming in at number 8 is going to be SEAL Season 1 on Blu-ray. And this one came out of nowhere. CBS and Paramount Studios, as I've been talking a lot about here today, they just decided to release Season 1 complete on Blu-ray 1080p HD. It's not an SD upscale. It's a full 1080p HD. And so I have the DVD. That's why I'm holding the DVD in my hand here. I have the DVDs of Season 1, 2, and 3. I'm totally down for supporting this. I've ordered my copy. Now, there's a little bit of a discrepancy on when this is being released. So, supposedly it's being released on March 16th of 2021. But it's not actually showing up. So down below in the description section, I will put the link once it's actually available to buy and pre-order. There's a couple of websites out there that have it, but it's not actually available. They're back order pre-orders, but Amazon, the official, doesn't have the official link available yet. Once I get the official Amazon link, I will put that in the description section below. So if there's not one there when you're watching this video right away, once it's available, I will put it there. So come back, and once I have it available, I will put it in there so you can go and pre-order it. But as of right now, the date's kind of iffy. It's been announced, and it's officially coming out, and it's a manufactured on demand. They're doing kind of like what Warner Archive is doing. And Paramount's trying to do more titles, which I'm excited for because they're full 1080p, but they're doing what Warner Archive does, where they're printing things as they're being ordered, keeping the quality high, and this is one of those first titles they're doing, and it's going to be a Season 1 of SEAL Team Season 1, and I love this show. It's a great military action-adventure drama. If you haven't seen it, it's a lot in the lines of The Unit, which I really love The Unit. If you've ever seen The Unit, it's a great TV series. Military action-adventure. SEAL Team's great. It's got David Boreanaz in it, and it's just a great series. I love it. And so this is going to be a full 1080p, and if it does well, they're going to continue to release the rest of it, is my understanding. So make sure to support this release, Season 1 on Blu-ray. It's supposed to come out sometime here in March. So March 16th was the tentative date. Once they actually officially have the link available, I'll put that down below. So sometime in March here, keep an eye out here. Hopefully by April, we will have the official link so that we can go out and pre-order it. Coming in at number 7 is a great film, The Outpost. And if you haven't seen The Outpost yet, I did just buy it on Blu-ray because I'd seen it before this and decided I wanted to own it. So I actually had somebody lend it to me, saw the movie, loved the film. And so I bought it on Blu-ray. I actually just got this on Blu-ray literally like a couple of days ago. It came to my house. And then I found out, guess what? They're releasing this on a full 4K Ultra HD release on May 18th. And that came out of nowhere too. So May 18th, they're going to release this in full 4K Ultra HD as well. It is available on Blu-ray if you have not picked this up yet. It's a really good war film. It's a true story. Now, this one on Blu-ray, I did think it looked good on 1080p HD. There wasn't anything wrong with it. And when I watched it, I thought it looked great. So I do have it on Blu-ray already, and I'll put the Blu-ray link down there as well, but it is getting a full 4K Ultra HD with HDR release. And that's going to be on May 18th, and that's coming out the Outpost. So if you haven't picked this up on Blu-ray yet, and you want to get it on 4K, hold off on getting the Blu-ray, because the 4K is coming out on May 18th here very soon in full 4K. So if you didn't know about that release, let me know, because that one was a hidden one that I found out about that I wanted to let you all know about. And it's a great film. It's got obviously Scott Eastwood and Caleb Landry Jones and Orlando Bloom in it. And it's just a good war film. If you haven't picked this one up or seen this yet, pick it up on Blu-ray if you don't have a 4K player. Otherwise, wait for that 4K, because that one's going to be a great one to add to your collection. Coming in at number 6 is going to be the 4K Ultra HD release of Last Action Hero. And I already have this on Blu-ray, and this is one of those early releases by Sony Pictures that was early on in the Blu-ray era, and it's rough. The Blu-ray has lots of problems with over sharpening and jaggies, and you got problems with basically DNR, and it looks decent, but it's not amazing. So this one was definitely due for a full upgrade. They're doing a full 4K Ultra HD restoration remaster basically, and it's going to look amazing. And it's coming out with an Ultra HD SteelBook, and it's the same price as what the regular edition of it was. So I pre-ordered and bought the actual SteelBook of it. And the SteelBook, I actually love the cover art compared to this. And Mill Creek released a Blu-ray version of this that technically, I guess, supposedly, it looked about the same, maybe a little bit better than this original release on Blu-ray. And I am super excited. The SteelBook case, I absolutely love the artwork. As you can see above, that SteelBook case's artwork, I mean, that is what I loved about Last Action Hero. I think this cover art was just horrible. And it has a little bit of it on the back of the Blu-ray here, what the cover is of the 4K restoration. That looks amazing on it, the remaster on that. Hugely excited. May 18th as well. That comes out the same time as the Outpost does. 2021, May 18th, the Outpost and the Last Action Hero comes out on 4K Ultra HD. And I recommend, if you're going to get it, wait for that 4K Ultra HD, because it's going to look amazing. And that's going to be by Sony Pictures. Obviously, they're releasing it directly. They're not outsourcing it to somebody else. And Sony Pictures has been doing a phenomenal job with their 4K remasters. So I'm really excited about that one. I do really hope they release each of those individual titles that they did in that box set, that Columbia Pictures box set. It had Lawrence of Arabia and a League of Their Own, and I really hope they released all those titles individually. I was not able to get that box set when it was first announced, and there's a lot of 4K titles in there that I really, really want to own. So I really hope, Sony, that you release each of those individually so those of us collectors can buy those individually, because like a League of Their Own, I've heard it looks amazing in 4K. Just like Lawrence of Arabia, I've heard that looks amazing. So Sony Pictures, keep it up. These 4K remasters and releases, I'm super excited about. So let me know if you're excited about that and if you want Sony to release a bunch of those titles individually as well. Next one up is a personal favorite of mine. And this film my parents introduced to me when I was younger, and I love this. It's a Harrison Ford film called Regarding Henry. And this one's never been released anywhere in the world on Blu-ray remastered, and this is another Imprint limited edition, collector's edition Blu-ray that's getting a full remaster. And this one's not coming out until May the 7th, but I hugely love this film. And my understanding is that J.J. Abrams actually helped write this film, and that he actually appears as an extra in the film, which is kind of like a little hidden tidbit. I thought that Harrison Ford was phenomenal at the change in his character after he gets shot, and how he just completely changes as an actor in his character is just great. The film's such a touching, family story about how he was just, he wasn't nice to his family or anyone else, and kind of just self-absorbed and a mean person. And, he has an accident, and then drastically he gets shot, and it changes him. He loses his memory, he loses everything. And it's just a great film showing the transformation. And I always thought for this film, in my opinion, he should have gotten an Academy Award because the film was so well done. And just him as an actor, it's just a great, great piece of filmmaking. This one's getting the full Imprint Collector's Edition remaster, and this one comes out on May the 7th of 2021 on Blu-ray. Full 1080p HD, first time worldwide. This film's never, ever, ever been released anywhere worldwide. It was on DVD and VHS, but again, on the DVD and VHS, it looked really rough. The colors were horrible. and it just really looked bad. So I'm really excited to see how this one looks. And this is another title that I am most likely going to try to do a review on the channel of, because this is another imprint that's coming out from Australia that a lot of people don't know about, and it's going to be region free. I can tell you right now, this is going to be a region free release. So once I get the link for that, I'll put that down below so that way you can either pre-order or buy that one as well. But I'm looking at doing this one hopefully on a review on the channel coming up here in the future once it's released as well. And this one's a huge favorite of mine. I absolutely love this film. All right, let's get to the next one. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the new Justice League. Now, I have Justice League on 4K Ultra HD in the SteelBook, and I really love the cover art on this. But this is the Snyder Cut. This is the one that basically trashes everything that Joss Whedon ruined with Justice League. And the Snyder Cut, I've heard, is absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan of Superman anyways. As you're probably aware, I absolutely love Superman. It's always been that way. He's my favorite superhero. And I've heard that on the new Snyder Cut, they really did an amazing job with bringing in more of Kal-El and Superman's story. I've always been a fan of Zack Snyder, so I think that he should have finished it in the first place. I know the stuff that happened with his family, and condolences for everything he's gone through, but I feel like Warner Brothers should have waited originally and not even hired Joss Whedon to come in and mess up what Zack Snyder had, because I've always been a fan of Zack Snyder. I loved Batman vs. Superman. I loved Man of Steel. Man of Steel is up there with, like I said, the Christopher Reeve original Superman is still my favorite Superman film, but then Man of Steel comes in at number 2. So I'm really excited about that. I just wanted to have something in my hand here, because sometimes with my hands I like to have something. So this is the original Justice League. I'll put the link for this down there, but in my opinion, the 4-hour cut of the Snyder Cut is what I'm excited about, and that's coming out on Blu Ray and on 4K Ultra HD in May. Now, there's not an official day yet in May, but May of 2021, Warner Brothers said they're releasing it on 4K Ultra HD and Blu Ray. So I'll put those links for the pre-order and everything down below, but that one I'm super excited about. Let me know if you've seen that one yet, because I don't support streaming. I have to wait till it comes out on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray, which I'm fine with. I have so many other movies and titles coming out. I can't obviously watch everything all at once, so I'm fine with waiting for it to come out on 4K and Blu-ray. And so I'm excited about that one. Let me know if you've seen that one already and if you liked it or if you're excited to pick that one up. All right, coming in at number 3 is Donnie Darko. Now, I have the Blu-ray, and this is the director's cut of Donnie Darko. I love Donnie Darko. It's like a time travel, sci-fi, psychological thriller, and a lot of people just really look at the cover and they say, I don't care to watch this. But I will tell you, it is one of those great sci-fi movies, time travel, psychological thriller where you're... I mean, I've probably seen this film maybe 7 times, and this one is coming out in a full 4K collector's edition by Arrow Films. And let me tell you, I've talked about this before on the channel, on my Instagram, on my Facebook account. They have been doing an absolutely amazing job. I got it in Tremors, that they did a great job on the collector's edition on that. I've gotten in, obviously, Pitch Black. Arrow Films did an amazing job on Pitch Black on their 4K restoration remaster that they did on that, with restoring the original colors. I mean, that looks absolutely stunning. I am excited to see what they do with Donnie Darko, because Donnie Darko has always looked a little rough on every Blu-ray release. Now, they did a Blu-ray release originally, Arrow Films did. I haven't seen that one. So, all of the Blu-ray releases that were released originally by 20th Century Fox all looked a little rough. But Arrow Films had basically gone back and did a Blu-ray release of that. I'll link that down below as well. The Blu-ray as well as the 4K collector's edition that's coming out. But I've only ever had the one by 20th Century Fox, so I can only say that it's going to be a big upgrade going from this to the 4K that they're going to be doing for this of Donnie Darko. And Arrow Films is knocking it out of the park, and I may do a review on that one as well on the channel, because that is one of my favorite films. I've seen that movie so many times. So, Donnie Darko Collector's Edition, April 27th of 2021. And remember, these are limited edition releases by Arrow Films. So a lot of people that tried to get like the Tremors release, as well as some of their other 4K releases, they are limited editions. So when they sell out, basically it's just gone at that point. So if you want the collector's edition of these that come in the big boxes, they have books with them and posters and cards, and there's so many extras in it. If you want to see some of this stuff on my Instagram, I posted what Tremors was, all the extra stuff that came with it. If you're wanting the collector's edition, you want the actual edition of it that looks really nice, you're going to want to pre-order this and buy this while it's available, because once they're gone, they're very hard to come with, and they're very expensive on eBay. So for collectors out there that are like me that want to have the collector's edition of this, make sure you pick this up, pre-order it and buy it. I'll have the link down below so that way you don't miss out. But if you want to get it while you can, because once it's gone, you're going to pay the $100, $200, $300 they're charging for those collector's editions on eBay. And I hate doing that, so I always pre-order mine so that way I get mine right away. All right, let's get down to the top 2 here. Coming in at number 2 is one of my favorite sci-fi films. And it's another kids movie that basically, it's a lot like, and I kind of talked about Super 8, and I kind of talked about like, you know, the way that I feel that Goonies was, and a bunch of these other films from that era. It's called Explorers, and Ethan Hawke's a kid in this. It's a great sci-fi film of them building basically a spaceship and going to space, and I mean, just absolutely wonderful, wonderful film that I absolutely was surprised that Shout Select is releasing a collector's edition of this on May 25th. Again, that May 25th. Holy cow, May 25th is an expensive day. But May 25th, 2021, Shout Select Collector's Edition Blu-ray, full remaster and restoration is my understanding of it, on Blu-ray of Explorers. And I am so thrilled about this because it's never been released on Blu-ray ever. This is the first time it's getting a remaster restoration. I'm excited to add this to my collection. It's one of my favorite movies I watched growing up, and I highly recommend the film. If you like Goonies, you like Gremlins, you like all those feelings of Super 8, any of those movies, you're going to want to pick this one up. You know, it's just one of those films that it'll touch your heart. It's got such a great story, and again, can't miss out on this one. So, number 1 on my list is the complete Indiana Jones 4-film collector's edition 4K Ultra HD remaster by Paramount. Again, Paramount knocking it out of the park here. I love the Indiana Jones films. As you all know, I'm an 80s fanatic. I grew up in the 80s and I love everything 80s, 90s. And Steven Spielberg, George Lucas did an absolutely amazing job with Indiana Jones. Probably one of my favorite adventure series of all time. Even though a lot of people trash the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I did still like the film. No, it wasn't my favorite. My favorite is obviously the first Indiana Jones. Second favorite is The Last Crusade. Absolutely love The Last Crusade. Then third, obviously, is going to be Temple of Doom. And then the last is the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But I still am glad they made the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I still liked it. But obviously, the first 3 are my favorite films of the trilogy. And then obviously, the 4th one is kind of just a throw on. But they're doing a full 4K movie collection. It's an Ultra HD remaster. It's going to look beautiful. These look beautiful on Blu-ray. This is my collector's set I never opened. Just to let you know, I got 2 of these. And this one I never opened. I thought I'd show you the one that I never opened because my other one looks horrible. It got really damaged. But this is my collector's edition. I'm going to end up selling this one and getting the full 4K Ultra HD remaster because, no offense, but after Back to the Future looked amazing in 4K. I got that one and talked about it earlier last year when it came out. And that's on another video that I did, basically the top 15, I think it was, of titles coming out, and I talked about that one. And I love that one. It looked amazing. Even the special effects on it with them upgrading it to 4K and doing the restoration and remaster on it looked great. I know Indiana Jones with Steven Spielberg and George Lucas working directly with them to make sure that it looks and is approved by Steven Spielberg. It's going to look amazing. So I am thrilled that that's coming out in 4K. I will have this edition linked down below as well. So if you don't want to get the 4K and you want to get the Blu-ray, you don't own it, I'll put this down there as well. The Complete Adventures down there in the description section below as well. But in my opinion, you're going to want to pick up that 4K remaster because it's going to look stunning. That is my number 1. And I talked about this just to let you know, a little hidden tidbit here. I did, over almost a year ago, announce that that was coming out on 4K this year. And I knew it was coming out. But I was disappointed because it was supposed to come out last year. From my source at Paramount, it said it was coming out last year. It didn't come out. And I said that they didn't end up putting it out. But I said that it's going to come out in 2021 and that I thought it was coming out. Well, I was right. So those of you that watched that video back in, I think it was like September or October, I talked about it, that I had said that I was excited about it coming out, but that it got delayed and wasn't coming out until 2021. Well, I was right. It is coming out in 2021. I was right about that over a year ago. So that one is actually coming out now. On June the 8th of 2021, Indiana Jones well deserves a 4K release, and I am thrilled that Paramount is bringing that out. That's my number 1. Let me know if you saw me talk about on the channel before about the Indiana Jones 4K that I talked about last year. I'm kind of curious if any of you picked up on that when I talked about it, that I said it was going to be coming out and that I'd heard that it was going to be released this year. If you did, let me know below. Let me know if you're excited about the Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. I'll buy this series. They could release it in 10K and 8K, which they're probably not going to. 4K they say is going to be the ultimate, and they're not going to do anything beyond that. But they kind of said that with Blu Ray, so I guess we'll see what happens. But I'll buy them every time. They can keep releasing these films 40 more times. I'll just keep buying them because you can't get much better than the original Indiana Jones. They are just phenomenal films. So let me know in the comments below what you're excited about these. If you're excited about Indiana Jones or any of the rest of these. I know I covered a lot of these and had a lot to go through. I wanted to go through them as fast as possible, but talk about them each just a little bit with you. Let me know what ones of these you're wanting to pick up. If you want to list out and tell me, hey, these are the ones that I'm going to be picking up. These are the ones I'm excited about. These are the ones I didn't know about. I'm fine with that. Put them down in the comment section below. I love to get the conversation going and hearing from all of you what you didn't know about, what you're excited about. Let me know if you're excited about that ATeam remaster as well by Elephant Films. That one's huge. My guy at Elephant Films has been staying in touch with me, letting me know about everything that's coming out, and I've been getting some of these more in lately. I'm working on a Magnum PI that they just did, 2 different versions of it that I'm doing a review on. It takes me a while for those complete series sets. I'm doing a comparison between the original Magnum PI set that I did from Fabulous Films that I did a review on. I'm going to do a comparison of that versus the new Elephant Films remastered 1080p set. And there's some interesting things. I don't want to give it away. You'll have to tune into that review here coming up here soon. That one's another exciting one that Elephant Films did. So lots of exciting shows and movies and remasters. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, this year there's so much coming out that we're all going to be bankrupt. We're all going to lose our money, but we all got stimulus money. So save some of your stimulus money for buying some of these releases. Support some of these smaller studios. Remember, some of these releases, like from Arrow Films that are limited editions, some of these coming out like the Outpost, and you got obviously the SEAL Team Season 1. Make sure you save some of your money so you can get some of these releases, because there are some big titles coming out that we need to support from some of these companies, so that way they continue releasing these. The Elephant Films, they're another great company. I love them. I don't know if most of you know this, but Elephant Films is a 5-man studio. And they got in touch with me a long time ago after I did a review of the Hulk, and they liked my basically Murder, She Wrote and things like that. And so I've been in touch with them a lot, and there's only 5 of them that work on it, and they spend all their time working in the studio on it, and they do a great job because they take such loving care of sitting there and remastering every TV show and every movie that comes out that they release. And so I've got a lot of theirs that I'm going to be going through that they've sent to me that I'm doing reviews on, and they do a great job. So make sure you save some money to support those releases and pick up some of those, like, you know, the Murder, She Wrote, and obviously you've got the Hulk release that I already did reviews on. So I had a fun time today, and I'm trying to do something different to get you announcements of what's coming out. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope all of you have a blessed day, and I look forward to the time we get to do this again real soon.